All right, so part two. So after I came to terms and grips with the fact that I had cancer, oh my God, my glasses are dirty, but whatever. The fact that I had cancer, I still went to my training with my airline because I needed something to distract me. So I did my week long training. Finished. I gotta take these off. Yeah, finished out my training. Got promoted to my position and kept flying, not telling anybody anything. I knew I had an appointment. This was in May 4th. So I knew I had an appointment with oncology May 20 something. So I was just going through the time, just waiting for my appointment for oncology to explain to me exactly what the heck all of this stuff I Googled meant. In the meantime, my doctor did call me back that Sunday after I found out, after I had left the message with the clinic. And he said to me, he was like, hey, we sent the tissue for it to be looked at, and it did come back as cancer. And he's like, you have to go see oncology. And he's the one that set me up with the oncologist appointment. And all of this had happened in New York. I know a lot of people are like, well, you're in Houston, Texas. It's the best cancer doctors. And I'm sure that there are great doctors out there. But I was just more comfortable in New York. I grew up in New York. All of my doctors are in New York. It was just easier for me to do, to be honest. So this is, I got to put my glasses on so we can see, so I can see. So when I went to oncology, it said that I have a malignant sex cord stromal tumor of the ovary. This could represent fibrosarcoma or poorly differentiated Sertoli Leydig cell tumor. Okay. So that's what the cancer is. It's a rare type of ovarian cancer. We'll get into that. So when I went to the doctors, I was like, all I wanted to know was what stage am I? What stage am I? What stage am I? Nobody can answer that question. So my doctor was like, they don't know what stage it's at. At the time, I didn't know that the cancer is such a rare cancer that they really don't know anything about it. Even when you Google it, I found like two people that had it. So yeah, so I was like, "What stage is it? What stage is it?" They were like, "We don't know. We have to set you up for a full hysterectomy to go in and see if the cancer has spread." So now I'm like, "Oh my god, it's possible that it's spread. This is crazy." So my surgery was set up for June 6th. I did the hysterectomy. They went in, sampled the lymph nodes. They took everything out, took the other ovary out, did all of that. Ran tests on everything. Thank God it came back showing nothing, no cancer, none, right? And so I was like, yes, like, look at God, like, I'm good. Thank God for the cyst bursting, because I would have never knew that I had ovarian cancer, and it's a stage 1C. So stage 1, and it's a C because the cyst burst. That's how they categorize it. So he then tells me that he thinks I should do chemo. So I'm like, why would I do chemo if I don't have cancer? And he's like, unfortunately, because the cyst burst, it's possible that it released some of the cells into your body, microscopic cells that they just don't have the capability of seeing. So I'm like, so pretty much it's possible I'm doing chemo and don't need it. But if I don't do chemo and need it, the cancer could grow. He said yes. I said, so what would happen if I wait and don't do the chemo? He said, well, by the time their machines pick up on the cancer, it has to be the size of a sugar cube. He said, a sugar cube size of cancer is billions of cancer cells. He said, I would no longer be at the stage that I'm at. It would have progressed. And then whatever chemo I might have needed now is going to be way worse then, because now I'm actively fighting billions of cancer cells. So I said, okay. He also suggested I go for a second opinion, which was just awesome that he like pushed. I was ready to be like, all right, let's just do it. Do what we got to do. Let's just do it. But he was like, no, go for a second opinion and make sure you're comfortable with this. Again, he did tell me that it was a rare. He's actually the first person that told me. He said this is a rare type of cancer and we don't really know a lot about it. He said, so I want you to get a second opinion. He sent me to Sloan Kettering in New York. Westchester is where I went. Yeah, Westchester. So he sent me to Sloan, which is a cancer center, for a second opinion. So I went to Sloan thinking that they're going to tell me what to do. They're like, we don't know what to do. What do you mean you don't know what to do? They're like, on top of us not knowing what to do, we have to put your case in front of a panel and get some advice on what to do because we don't know what to do. And we want permission to take your blood. And we want permission to take the sample that they have stored for testing, for research, so they can help other people. And I was like, wow, okay. So they took my blood, number one, to see if it's genetics, if it's hereditary, which I want to know because I do have a daughter. They took the blood for that and to do research so they could try to help other people that have this cancer and might not be a stage 1, might be a stage 2, a stage 3. I don't know, but they don't really know what to do. So then here I go waiting again. It was like a week for them to get back to me. And they suggested that I do chemo, and they suggested the same exact type of chemo that my oncologist in upstate New York suggested. So I said, okay, cool, let's do it. So after that, they set me up for my appointment for my port, which I did a video on that, but I went and got my port installed. If you guys want to know more about that, just let me know in the comments and I'll tell you guys about that. So I went and got my port installed and began my chemo. So, oh yeah, another thing. So one of the stories I did find on Google about this type of cancer said that it was a lady. She had the same exact setup as me. It was her right ovary. It was a cyst. It burst. They told her she didn't have cancer and told her she didn't need to do chemo, which, makes sense. So she didn't do the chemo. 16 months later, she had stage 4 brain cancer. The cancer had spread to her brain. So she went from being cancer-free, thinking she was good, to stage 4 brain cancer. So once I read that, I felt like that was God's way of being like, girl, get that chemo. So that's what it is, guys. That's what's going on. I love you guys to pieces. And I'm okay. I'll make another video on how I've been doing after my first chemo treatment. My next one is coming up. I go once every 3 weeks and deal with all the stuff in between. But yeah, love y'all. Bye.